Hello, and we are back in Planet Coaster, this time visiting Thorpe Park. So Thorpe Park is another one of Merlin's theme parks in the UK. Obviously we visited Alton Towers in Planet Coaster, now we're looking at Thorpe Park. It does appear that Thorpe Park has not got a finished version yet. So all the ones in the Steam Workshop seem to be people downloading whatever is most recent and then uploading sort of a slightly more complete version. This one is from about December 2018, I believe. So that there's still a lot of work to be done on it, but it hasn't been touched since then. However, I still wanted to have a look at it. So it's the most incomplete park I've ever looked at. But I thought, hey, Thorpe Park is awesome. I went there a few weeks ago, so let's have a look at it. So for starters, this entrance is really pretty good. It's pretty accurate. These are actually security checkpoints now. You have to have your bags checked. This building's also pretty accurate. So let's just skip through here. There are meant to be some audio files and such, but they're not working from the workshop for some reason. But never mind. So we're just going to skip through here. So Thorpe Park, if you don't know, is built on sort of a quarry, so there's a lot of water around it. Most of the islands that any of the rides are built on are sort of reclaimed. And this is sort of the main hub that you get into, so it's where you get sort of the gift shop over here, there's a small arcade over here, coffee shop, restaurant, and there's also some toilets downstairs. Are they in here? No, they're not in here. There's some toilets downstairs in this as well. But yeah, that's the sort of the main hub area. I'm really impressed with how this is done. This is a lot of items just to make this one building. So yeah, and then you get into Thorpe Park and you're like, wow, this is the entire park. So as I said, this is not finished at all. There's quite a lot of work still left to go in this, to be perfectly honest with you. So hopefully someday someone will pick up the mantle and finish it off. Obviously the area where Nemesis Inferno is probably the least finished area. This area is the sort of most complete area, so we're going to go have a wander around here first. Can have a look at all the flat rides, really. Well, not all the flat rides, because Samurai is also hidden away, but although it's not in this build, I don't think. This is Rush, which is an air swing. I think this was the biggest one. Was it in the world when it launched? I can't remember, but yeah, I didn't go on this last one. Went. I'm not really that into it. I don't find it that fun. But it is a cool ride. I've been on it before. As you can see spinning away here, there's an Enterprise ride which is called Zodiac. So it's both Alton Towers and Thorpe Park that have these rides. I don't think either of them go straight up anymore though. They both go sort of just before vertical and then go back down. But I mean, these rides are sort of reaching the end of their life. And there's a KMG Afterburner here, which is Vortex. Which, other than Maelstrom, is probably my favourite pendulum spinning ride in the UK. So that's pretty damn cool. This area feels really, really accurate to the park. Like, yeah, even this, yeah, it's just sort of awesome. Like, this just actually feels like you're at the park. It's pretty damn good. It's a really good job on this part. Also, I like all the netting here, even though this is, again, a million different assets put into this. So, heading over here, we have Colossus. Is it the Lost City, I think it's called? Colossus was the first roller coaster in the world to have 10 inversions. So it's always known as Colossus, the power of 10. It's a pretty damn good roller coaster. Now, if memory serves, this is not the best representation of Colossus that you can get in the game. The actual sort of track type isn't 100% accurate, so it's not the best, but it is still a relatively good representation. One of the sad things about Colossus is in real life, sort of these bits that dip up and down are going sort of under the terrain, so it's all sort of themed around being like, well, like I say, a lost city. It's built into like ruins, or sort of temple ruins is what I think of when I see it. And unfortunately we don't get that here because it's sort of unfinished, but hopefully, as I say, someone hopefully one day will pick it up and fix it. But anyway, I guess it's probably still the icon of Thorpe Park, so let's have a ride on Colossus. Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's not bad by any standards. It's still a good ride. It's just not, you know, it's not what you'd really want it to be, if you get me. It could be slightly better. It's, as I say, it's still a brilliant representation of the ride. It's better than I could do, but I don't know. I think there probably are some better ones on the workshop, but as I say, this is just one that came in part of the park. So we're gonna have a wander up here now, and we're gonna have a look at Soar. So Soar's an interesting ride. It was built as sort of the world's first sort of horror themed roller coaster. Part of my issue with Soar in real life is it's a really uncomfortable ride, and I seem to remember the first time I went on it with my sister many years ago. It wasn't that bad. I went on it with my dad recently, and it was probably the most uncomfortable ride I've ever been on, and I've been on some dodgy ass roller coasters, and this just it was horrible. I honestly don't think I would ever go on it ever again. It was just that uncomfortable. But we'll give it a ride, and we'll see what it's like in Planet Coaster. Okay, that wasn't bad. Again, I feel like there's some accuracy problems. I feel like it gets a bit too slow at times. I don't remember it like sort of ever dropping to sort of near zero speeds at some instances. It is still a good representation though. For what they could do, the theming is done relatively well. I know that sort of the ride is quite intensely themed, although I swear there was a bit at the beginning where it like stopped you and then it had the puppet speak to you and then you carried on. It doesn't have that anymore. But yeah, I think for what they could do in Planet Coaster, it's not a bad representation. So we're just going to have a wander back to the centre zone. Okay, so we made it back here. So we've sort of explored this area of the park that's finished. We've not been to Nemesis Inferno yet, but we'll go there later. You can see it's tidal wave there. Death Charge, I want to say, which is sort of this slide thing, which obviously we can't ride in this because it's not an actual ride. But there in the background is perhaps my second favourite roller coaster that I've ever been on, or at least in the UK. I mean, I've only been on a few that aren't. The first thing I've ever been on, and I really love it. The theming is dramatic and awesome. The ride experience is extremely smooth. It's just a awesome ride. I mean, I went on it here, as you can see, and yeah, I just absolutely adore it. It's incredible. It's the only ride for me in the UK that beats it roller coaster wise is Icon. I even bit this above the Smiler, to be perfectly honest. It's just an incredible ride, and they've done so well with the theming for this in Planet Coaster. I'm really impressed. It's just, yeah, it's like the actual ride. It's really awesome. Although I feel like those wheels are not 100% accurate. Yeah, this is really, really impressive. So let's give this a ride. Okay, that was good. I'm really, really happy with this. This one feels like the most faithful recreation, I guess. This is probably the easier one to do though, I feel, because everything's a lot sort of smoother and more stretched out compared to... Oh, okay, there's random explosion effects, did not know that. But yeah, this one's sort of like everything is a lot smoother and takes a lot longer to happen. It's not like Colossus where there's a lot of inversions one after the other. So I feel this one's probably easier to recreate in Planet Coaster, but either way, it's just absolutely incredible. Good job, whoever made this. I say whoever made this because, as I said earlier, it looks like from what you can see on the Steam Workshop that people have sort of downloaded each other's creations to sort of add to this this park. So I guess you could sort of say this is almost a community-built one. So this is the Flying Fish, and I always forget this exists. This is the kiddie coaster in Thorpe Park. It is not bad by any means, I want to clarify. Didn't go on it last time I was there, obviously. I did when I was about... Oh, okay. You can't actually get onto it like this. I don't think I can really show you this, right? Oh, there we go. Get onto a rock. I'm not going to bother riding it because, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, it's not a bad ride. So moving over here we have Tidal Wave. So Tidal Wave is a sort of log flume. They're not called log flumes though, are they? It's a shoot the chutes, isn't it? It's basically like a giant boat and it just plummets down here and gets a massive splash. This area actually, so basically the exit would come out here and it would go up there and you'd walk across here, and this bit, as you can see, has no glass in it so that you can sort of just stand there and get soaked as stuff comes down. And it's really impressive how much of a splash this ride gets. It's incredible, really. So we'll have a ride at this at the end of the video, purely because I know this is the most like basic one to ride on, so we'll go on this one right at the end. If we carry on from Tidal Wave and go this way, we've got Storm Surge. We're not going to ride this, I'm going to say that straight away. Yeah, this is a weird ride. It's not like proper rapids in real life. It's basically like almost sort of rubber dinghies. And your feet get soaked, the rest of you doesn't. It's an odd ride. I've done it once, I will never go on it again, but it's a unique thing. It took about 5 minutes for us to queue for the ride and then about 15 minutes sat at the bottom in this sort of curved section here to actually get off the ride, and that for me just made it totally not worth it at all. But you know, here's what it is. We've built like the little beachy section in this, which is quite cool. This is like here in real life, which is pretty awesome. I'm really glad that they've recreated this in here too. Although they, in addition to having small slides, they do have a couple of slides over there next to Death Charge to go on too. But yeah, cool. It's a good recreation. So now we're going more towards the bits of the park which are completely unfinished. We'll have a look at Stealth first, partly because Stealth has actually got some theming surrounding it, so it doesn't feel as quite unfinished. The colouring on it is really good. It's very much like Stealth. Stealth I find a really weird roller coaster because I don't understand why it's called Stealth and then it's themed around like racing cars. But, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we can't get up the Curad, as you can see, because there's no pathing pit in here yet. But, you know, it's well themed. It's pretty cool. So we'll just have a quick ride on this. And we'll catch you in a second. That was pretty good. Again, don't like sort of like this one. This is a very simple coaster to recreate. I mean, these sort of coasters are literally an up and a down, and then I think it's like what, 2 bunny hops, 1 bunny hop. So yeah, again, not too hard to recreate. I'm not someone who's going to pick up on like 100% accuracies anyway. So you know, we all know this from when I visited other parks on Planet Coaster. But it feels okay, and it looks the part, which is important to me. Like, you know, it is what it is. It's really cool. So here's Nemesis Inferno, sort of just tilting away from Stealth. And this ride gets a lot of hate, I feel, and I don't really understand why. I actually think it's a pretty good roller coaster. People seem to just say it's not as good as Nemesis, and I don't think it is, but I don't think it's bad by any means. So what you need to imagine is this like station is encompassed in a volcano, and sort of this first drop bit here, you go through and you're going through sort of the end of it, the volcano, it's full of steam, and there's just lots of plants around here, and it's just like, yeah, it just feels really busy and really cool when you're going through it. It's a really well themed area. It's a really well done ride. So I think we'll have a quick go at it. It won't feel great because there's no scenery, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so that wasn't that bad. It feels like a relatively good recreation actually for what it is. Hopefully again, we just need the theming to be finished on it and it'll be freaking awesome. So I'm not really too sure if there's anything else to show you here. So if none of this back area is done, obviously we used to have Loggers Leap over there and that's now gone anyway. There's sort of the Ribena Rapids. Is it still the Ribena Rapids? I don't know. But there's like a rapids ride that should be over here. Over by Saw there should be Samurai, which is a Mondale top scan. I guess I could have just added that in myself, but I mean I didn't, so you know. There's also the Walking Dead ride, which used to be called X is No Way Out. That's a it's not a good ride, but it's not a bad ride anymore. Like X No Way Out was pretty terrible. I'm surprised that no one built that though, because that building is sort of iconic for Thorpe Park now. It should be sort of in this area. It's just like a pyramid building. It's really, really ugly. But they've put it to quite good use now, I feel, with the Walking Dead ride, whereas X No Way Out was just sort of really tired and felt like it needed to be retired. As I say, this park is not finished by any stretch of the imagination, but this could make an incredible park in Planet Coaster. I really hope at some point that someone just takes the reins on this project and just finishes it. It's such an awesome park, and it's just such a shame that it's never reached its completion. However, you know, I get that it's a lot of work. I started doing my Drayton Manor one, which is a substantially smaller park, and I've still not finished it. Hopefully there'll be some more of that to come though. So I understand that, you know, these things sort of just start with good intentions and eventually you sort of get dragged down and you never get to finish them. But, you know, hopefully we will soon. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this trip around Thorpe Park. Stay tuned so you can have a few shots of the park and yeah, let's have that ride on the tidal wave as well. See you later. Bye!